Hello friends, Vidura here. As promised, here is the second part, a video recording of the testing of the Kacher Coil, which is a Tesla transformer driving by an N-channel transistor. I have powered it on. The power consumption is quite low, around 250 milliamps at 12 volt. We check the E field is there, but not as it should be. We have another peak here in the first part of the coil, which should not be. We would expect a quarter wave with the voltage peak at one end only. Also the spark, I don't know if you can appreciate it on the video, but it's very faint, very small sparking only. So the issue was very simple, the lack of the grounding. I will show you the difference now. Here the scope, now it's the same still. I have made a special earth ground installation with a thick welding wire 10 meters long and copper pipe buried in a humid place in the garden. And I will show you now the difference. I have here the scope probe below the coil, near the coil at 15 centimeters of distance. As the Tesla coil is basically an E-field antenna, we can appreciate the signal here. And now look at the difference when I connect the earth ground to the Kacher coil. It's really a huge difference. The earth ground is absolutely necessary in this circuit. You can also see now the difference on the spark. Yeah, we have now around 2 millimeter long spark, which should be around 2 kilovolts, which is what we would need for our device. And the frequency dropped a lot due to the earth grounding, and the amplitude increased. Also power consumption increased a bit. It's around 400 milliamps now, 430, maybe 440. Okay, we will check now the wave, the E field. Now we have the voltage peak at the end, and when we move along, it becomes weaker, and we come to the node at the one end, at the cold end. So now we have it resonating as a quarter wave antenna as expected. I have noted that the E field is strongest inside the coil. You can see the light bulb goes really very bright here. If I introduce it, now we will check the effect of this. I have connected a second ground wire here to the circuit board. Please pay attention to the intensity of the spark. Oh, sorry, it's not powered. Go closer. So now I have introduced this copper pipe. It is mounted with a washer of plywood to keep it centered. Now look what happened if I go to the cold end in this case. and touch with the ground wire. Now we will leave this connected. There is some change in the frequency. It goes a little bit lower. We are now around 1 megahertz approximately. Now I will take a second wire. I don't know if you can appreciate, but the spark gets more intense, more amps it seems to have, more arcing.